What is going on, everybody? Today is a very exciting day for fans of Madden, and specifically fans of franchise mode. With EA releasing their initial gameplay trailer, we did get to see some teasers of what to expect in franchise mode, and there are also multiple articles that have given us information as well. If you'd like to see the trailer or read some of the articles, I will have them all listed down in the description. As a franchise YouTuber, I want to help promote the mode. I want to be an ambassador for it, and today we're going to break down all of the information regarding franchise mode in Madden 22. I'm not going to be talking about the other modes, although they will be mentioned in the article, and I know other YouTubers are probably going to be talking about them as well. There's going to be a big franchise deep dive, I believe, on June 21st, which is in a few days, and I'll be back then to talk about some of the information they revealed there. But going into this Madden 22 cycle, EA knew that this game was very important. Madden 21 was rated very poorly. Look at the like to dislike ratio on the trailer. Although I had fun playing the game and I'm still enjoying the series I am running with the Jacksonville Jaguars, I will say that franchise gamers have had the right to be upset because of the lack of improvements that have been put into the mode really throughout the past decade, and we've really expressed our voices the past season. We've wanted to let EA know that changes have been needed. EA has been telling us that they are coming, and it seems like here in Madden 22, we're finally going to get some of those changes delivered. So let's take a look at what they showed in the trailer and possibly could be added into this year's game. In EA's opening gridiron notes for Madden 22, they recognize that we've been frustrated with the lack of improvements, and they talk about a lot of different things, including such as dynamic changes. It seems like there are going to be improvements to franchise each year, and in the trailer, they did show us a few teaser screens of what to expect. They've never included franchise in their opening trailer, which does have to make us feel good. We're going to be talking about some of the things they showed, including this little graphic. It seems like practices and injuries are going to be more realistic, which I think is a really good thing. Players get injured in practice all the time, and that's never been in Madden games, at least in recent memory, so I think having that's going to be very impactful. They're also adding new game planning screens, and I think this is very important as well. The game planning in the previous Maddens has been very basic, and I think if we can try to recognize other teams' strengths and play to those strengths, I think that can make the gameplay feel more real and feel like you're more so an actual coach. It seems like they're going to expand on the scenarios. It seems like they're adding actual physical press conferences, which I think is a really good thing. The scenario engine's a really good idea. I just think they've done a poor job of executing it in recent years. The big things, however, are talent trees and, of course, the coordinator tree. It seems like these two things sort of go hand in hand. I think the talent tree is going to be very similar to how you can upgrade coaches and coordinators in NCAA 14, which I think is really good. I think having the ability to make your coach and make your coordinators better is very nice. People have been wanting to be able to manage your staff for years, like in NCAA 14, and that's finally here. It seems like you'll be able to hire and fire, obviously, head coaches, along with coordinators and scouts, which I think is something that's been much needed. I think that goes without saying, and I think franchise players are going to be very excited with that addition. I think that's probably been the main thing that franchise players have been wanting in the Madden game for multiple years. They showed us another screen as well. There are more game planning screens as well, which again, I think is really important. Recognizing other teams' strengths and weaknesses and playing to those strengths and weaknesses, because really whenever I play a franchise game in Madden 21, I don't really have to prepare for it. I just really go into it with the same mindset. It seems like they're also going to finally be adjusting the loading screens and the screens in franchise mode, which I think is an underrated addition as well. We'll get more clarity on a lot of this in the deep dive that will be coming in a few days, but I do like what I saw from the trailer. Let's take a look at this article on Forbes written by Brian Mazik. Again, link is in the description. He listed a bunch of different talking points. I'm just going to talk about the franchise ones specific, including a season engine, which I think is pretty much just improved scenarios, which is a very good thing. Scouting will also be revamped. He compared it to the one sort of like an NCAA 14 with recruiting. I kind of see it sort of similar to how MLB The Show's scouting is, where you can hire scouts and they will go after different players. It seems like scouting will be added into the game in September, not when it's launched, which is kind of odd. But at least they are adding revamped scouting, because scouting has been very basic since they added it the way it is, I think, back in Madden 16, and I'm very relieved that we are actually getting new scouting this year. Another thing he mentions is new Super Bowl presentations, which is something that's been much needed. The Super Bowl presentation has literally been copy and paste for the past 10 years. I think he mentioned that in-game presentations would be different as well. And there were a few other things mentioned in that article, such as more, I think, realistic fan interactions, more sideline interactions. And something that really caught my eye was home field advantage actually mattering. He mentioned specifically such as places like Chicago, where that can get cold and loud, and Denver, the mile-high city, where oxygen and stamina are harder to come by than some other place. I think having home field advantage actually matter in Madden is going to be a very big deal, because home field advantage does not matter whatsoever in this game. At least in 2K, it matters a little bit, where if you're the home team, you can sort of alter free-throw shooters on the road. But in Madden, home field advantage does not matter in the slightest, and home field is a very big deal in football, so I think adding that's going to be really nice. He also mentioned how the trading would be fixed, which is, again, very important because trading has been very flawed. Although I do think Madden did make some good steps in the right direction in Madden 21 when it came to trade logic. It seems like that they will try to improve trade logic throughout the year, which is very important because it seems like trade logic is broken in all games, but especially in Madden. It seems like there are never CPU trades in season, there are never CPU trades in the draft, and the values for certain players are quite unrealistic. So that's pretty much how this video is going to end. I hope everybody enjoyed. Let me know what you think of the new additions to franchise in Madden 22. I know a lot of this stuff is very vague, but keep in mind EA came out with all of this morning, and we're going to get our questions answered on the 21st of June, which I believe is this coming Monday. I will be reacting to all the stuff they talk about there, and I think the future is bright for franchise mode in Madden, even though it has not been changed at all for the past decade. I think franchise gamers have the right to be optimistic. So that will conclude today's episode. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new for more Madden 22 news and content. And as always, have a good one. I'm out. Peace.